Welcome to Monday Night Live, the weekly training that guides professionals to financial prosperity. Join our community and let's start building your wealth.
Okay, so welcome everyone. I will be introducing our guest. So Ryan works for Gary and Bev. I'm not going to tell you where he is this morning, but it's morning for Ryan. And he'll introduce himself, um, tell us a little bit about himself, and then jump into what he does for us and for the social media world. So without further ado, and Ryan said, as you have questions, go ahead and jump in with questions. So he'll take questions along the way. And Lisa says, I sound good on Facebook. Well, that's good. I normally don't sound good anywhere else. So, all right. Ryan, go ahead. We'll hand it off to Mr. Ryan.
All right. Thank you, Tom. Hello, everyone. I'm Ryan. I'm one of Gary's staff. I'm initially responsible for his websites, for example, the EDU website and my investment services, Global Investor Agent. And then he asked me to, head his social media platform and content creation. So if you see your face on Gary's page, for example, the you just closed a deal, it's probably me. And I recognize some of the faces here. I mean, almost all of them actually. At one time, I have maybe posted a photo of you on our Facebook. So it's really nice to see you. I can't say in person really, but it's really nice to see you here. So I've been with Gary's team for more than a year now, and believe it or not, this is actually my first time attending Monday Night Live. Although I've watched a few of the recorded episodes before, and as Tom mentioned earlier, it's also in my understanding that this is a question and answer webinar, which means this should be a two-way street, right? So if at any point in time you have some question to ask, or better, if you want to share something, I would really appreciate it, especially if we could, interact with each other. So I hope everyone can hear me okay. Great, thank you.
Yes,
So
yes, sir.
again, just call me out or raise a hand if you if you want to ask me something. And I just have to warn you guys, if at any point in time you would hear loud barking noises, that would be my dog. He's a bit jumpy. He's actually sleeping beside me right now. So I have to apologize in advance. And of course, if you see my cat trying to kill me, it's normal. He does that. So let's begin. And the first thing, Gary actually asked me to talk about social media, social media marketing. So we're gonna talk about that. And the first thing that we're gonna talk about is actually the importance of it, with regards to the real estate world. How many of you here remember what was Facebook look like 15 years ago, specifically in 2008? Do any of you guys remember what was it like opening Facebook back then?
Yeah, a little bit.
How was it?
I
How
remember
was
a little
it?
bit. Well, it was very flat. You click on one side, and most of the time, if you wanted to find a post that you did yesterday, it would take you hours to go through pages, pages, and pages.
That's exactly true. So I actually remember the only reason I would log in to Facebook is to play silly games and to answer, slam book question like, what's your favorite color? That's it, basically. There was no, I think I have something here. Do you guys remember this? These are games back in Facebook. So I remember, being happy because I didn't have to buy a family computer or PlayStation, to just play games. I can just log into Facebook. That's Facebook was all about for me back then. There was no news, there was no business pages. Uh, that's it. So 15 years, uh, fast forward 15 years from now, and here we are. Everything is on social media. The primary source of news, social media. One of the primary means of communication, social media. Means to do business, what I'm getting. So to give you a context of how big social media is, do you know that the world population right now is at 8.4 billion, and 4.6 billion of us have social media accounts? So to put that into perspective, um, that's more than half of the world population in social media. I know it's mind-boggling. And if you look at the potential, a number of audiences that awaits you online, it's there. It's just waiting for us to grab the opportunity. I know that this particular statistics doesn't really pertain to us, to the real estate world, but this might. So these are the numbers of the platforms for realtors. So of course, the number one would be Facebook. So to put that into context, 9 out of 10 realtors use Facebook for business transactions, generating leads, and it's followed by Instagram, which
Hey, Ryan,
coincidentally, yep.
are you sharing your screen?
Oh, oh no, sorry, I forgot. I
That's
would, I
okay.
would, I would.
I only
So
jump
give
in
me,
as need
give me
be.
it. There you go. Can you see
Yes,
my screen
you
now?
are up.
All right,
Yep.
good, good, good. So as I'm saying, do you remember these games?
But now, now your video is stopped.
Oh,
No, just your face.
yeah, it's just my face. Yep, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay, now go back to share screen.
Yep, I'll go back to share my screen. So these are the games that, I don't know if you can remember this. I used to play this back in the day. It's the only reason I would log into Facebook to play games. And fast forward to 15 years from now, like what I've said earlier, we're currently at 8.04 billion, and half of them have social media accounts. So the numbers it's just there. And here is what I'm talking about when I said the platforms for realtors, where Facebook is the leading, followed by Instagram, which Facebook coincidentally own, and then LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and then TikTok. Of course, there are others. There are other social media platforms aside from this one, but let's just focus on the six first. TikTok is actually interesting because they started, I think, in 2012. They're just a lip sync app, you know, just for pure entertainment. And now, fast forward to how many years from now, they're actually the second most downloaded app in the world. So it's there. Uh, right now, it currently caters to younger audiences like millennials and Gen Zs. But if you search TikTok for realtors, they're all there. Because the market is there, the leads are there. So yeah, and this is one of the most important statistics here. That 90% of home buyers will use the internet to search for their new homes. So to put that into context as well, that's 96 for every 100 home buyers. So they will first go into the internet to look for houses. That's it. Uh, that's how powerful, internet and social media is.
Ryan, quick question on that.
Sure.
Just out of curiosity, the previous slide that you showed with the statistics on the different platforms and the numbers, is that the number of realtors that are percentage of realtors that are on the platforms? Or is that the percentage of real estate related content on the platforms? Is that usage, or what is the statistic exactly? Do you know?
That's the number of realtors on Facebook and other platforms.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so who's leveraging these platforms as opposed to who's searching for realtors on those platforms, right?
Right, that's right. So if at any point in time, like what I said, 89% of realtors have Facebook accounts, so they use them for lead generation and all. And then Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. Like what I said, these are not the complete list. There are other social media platforms after this one. I just didn't include it. But
thank you.
Just for perspective, this is what it looks like.
Thanks so much, Ryan. I appreciate it.
Sure. All right. So now that we've established how important social media and internet is in the world of real estate, I think the next question would be, what do we do next? How do we maximize social media to our advantage? And one of the most popular way and most simple way to do that is to content creation. We want our followers or our audiences to believe in what we believe, to get hooked to what we put up to our social media content or social media profile. And then maybe, just maybe, we can generate leads from them. And the ultimate goal would be to convert that lead into a sale, which is, I think, as a realtor, is the peak of, is to help people look for their dream homes. I think that's it. Of course, I'm sure most of you guys here have already been doing this, posting content through social media, maybe even subconsciously. Like, for example, when you post a listing or an open house invite on Facebook or Instagram, that's already content creation right there. May it be graphics or pure text, photos, that's content. And now I think we all know how big social media marketing is. So it would be impossible to cover in just a few hours. If you look for social media courses online, for example, in Udemy or Coursera, the shortest course there is would be 9 hours, and that's just for beginners. And courses can go up to 40 hours for advanced, or so there's just no way we can cover that. But knowing Gary, I believe the reason he invited me here is to provide you with tips and insights on how things I do on his end of social media. We have seen his page gather more and more reach and engagement since I took over, and we have the data to back it up. So with that being said, what we're going to focus on for tonight is easy, free, and simple content creation. Let me just share my screen again.
Yes, I got excited
PF
when
is
you
going,
said free.
woo, for easy and free.
Yep, easy and free.
Exactly.
Easy and free, yep.
We'll let you know when your screen's up. Yep, you're up.
Right. So the platforms that we're gonna use or talk about are Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. As you may have noticed, I put TikTok in there because most of the content you share on Instagram, specifically short videos like tutorials or house tours, they're the same content that we can see on TikTok. And for Facebook, the content you put up there is almost exactly the same content you would see on LinkedIn. So, this might sound very daunting, like the task of putting up content on, how many is this, 4 social media platforms at once. It might look challenging, of course, but that's only in the beginning, because like what I said, you can share multiple. You can share one content on multiple platforms, so you don't need to have different content for each platform. So with that being said, the tools that we're going to use, of course, as well are free. Canva, for example, and the sites like remove.bg for background removal, Color Hunt for color palettes, ChatGPT, of course, then Facebook Business Suite, and Unsplash for uncopyrighted images and videos. So we're gonna talk about Canva. So, but before that, do you guys have any questions? Nope. Right. So let's.
So far, so good.
Canva. Yeah. All right. Great. Great. Canva it is. Did you know that before Canva, if you want to create stunning graphics, the only way you can do that is if you have Photoshop.
Nope, didn't know that.
And if for you to have Photoshop, of course, you must have a laptop or a Mac or a desktop, and of course, a license for the Photoshop software itself. So that's quite a lot. So just to just to create a simple birthday greetings, you'd have that. You would have to have those. But nowadays, you don't even need to have a PC or a laptop. You can just do everything on phone. Just install a free app of Canva on your phone and off you go. So for the first demonstration, can I ask a question? Is it true that most of your social media content are on listings and open house invite? Am I correct in saying that?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
All right.
So
what
definitely,
do you-
no.
listings definitely get out there.
Right.
But it can be searching for buyers.
Right.
It,
Okay.
it can cover a lot of different areas.
All right. So for this demonstration, I'd like to I'd like to demonstrate how I create content, graphic content on Canva. So we're gonna start first with the simple stuff, listings. I'm gonna search for real estate listings right here, and there are a ton of templates to choose from. So for this example, we're not gonna look for anything specific, or I mean, in terms of if it's free or not, because eventually we'll get there. So I'm looking for something that has a face of a person in it. So we can, for example, this one. It's a simple graphic content on listing. So I'm just gonna show you guys what we can do with this template. So first of all, we have a photo of the house that's being listed. And of course, we want to put up our own photos in there. Or if you don't have any photos of the house you're listing, I don't know why you do that. We can always go to Zillow or any other site that lists houses and grab pictures from there. That's what I do with. I don't know if you notice that every time I post closed deals on Facebook, I just grab photos from Zillow and other sites and use that on social media. So that's what we're gonna do right now. So if we want to upload photos from, let's say, our computer, what we're gonna do is just upload them. So I have photos here on my desktop. For example, these 3 photos those right here. I'm gonna upload it. I'm gonna include guest photos as well. So now that they're uploaded, you can just drag and drop, for example, this photo into the canvas, and it will automatically snap into place. So let me just undo that. So this is the original photo. This is the photo that we want. Drag and drop, wait until it snaps. So that's it. Now, if you want to adjust the photo, you want to make it larger, you can just double click the photo itself and drag the corners. So you can resize it any way you want. For the text, that's just easy. It's just like editing a Word document. You can just change the numbers, change the text, so on. You can also relocate the elements here. For example, you can just drag the listing or the words into different places. We can change the color of the button here from brown to whatever color you want. So it's just that easy. Now, for elements such as the icons here, we can insert any elements that we want, as long as it's free, of course. So we go to elements and search for phone icon. It will give you a list of icons that you can use. So we're gonna choose the one that's free, of course. I'm gonna drag it into the canvas, resize it to the size that I want, and then drag it again next to the phone number. So that's just how we do things. You want to edit the name here, and of course the photo. I've uploaded Gary's photo here. So we're gonna replace the photo of the girl with Gary. So I just have to drag Gary's photo, and then it will snap into place. Now you might have noticed that Gary's photo has a background on it, where the original photo doesn't have one. So if you have Canva Pro, which I know this is paid. If you have Canva Pro, there is a function that lets you remove the background immediately. For example, like this. So it's working on removing the background itself. So that's it. So I just have to resize it. But like what I promised, we want to, as much as possible, use free versions of everything right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to remove.bg. So this is a website that removes background of images for free. So I'm going to upload Gary's photo here, and it will remove its background. Again, guys, this is free, so you can use it anytime that you want. I'm just going to download this one. Then go back to Canva. Upload the photo that I just downloaded. So I should have, there, Gary's photo without a background. So I'm just gonna drag and drop it here and double click to resize. There we go. So far I haven't used anything that, that's paid or have license. And I can just download this one and put it up on social media. Now, if you're the type of person who does this or do this in a regular basis, and you don't want people seeing the same exact design or even color, what you can do is go to elements or design, click styles, and if you scroll down, you can see color palettes. Just hit select all, and it will give you a nice selection of colors here. If you want, if you're into any of one of this, you just click on the photo or the color palette, and it will change the color automatically. If you don't like that combination, you can hit the button again, it will change color based on the palette that you have chosen. Let's try a different one. So here. Now, if for whatever reason or you're not liking these palettes, we can always go to colorhunt.co. Now we would have unlimited choices of color palettes here. And you can also select your own palettes as well. But for demonstration purposes, say for example that you want this color palette to be the color of your Canva template, what you're going to do is just take a screenshot of this one. I'm going to take a screenshot of it. You don't even need to save it. You just need to copy it. So I'm just waiting for, it's not showing. Maybe because I'm so for the sake of demonstration, I've just downloaded that. I've downloaded this color palette. I'm going to go back to Canva, upload the image that I just downloaded. I'm just going to drag that into here, right click it and set, I'm going to hit apply colors to page and it will automatically adapt to that color palette. Another one until you get the colors that you wish to apply. After that, you can just delete this particular image and there you go. So this is particularly useful for those people who want to use the same template for a couple of months. You just have to change the color palette every now and then. So, just to spice things up. So far, we haven't used anything that's, that's not free, right? So do you have questions on this end?
Now you said that you could use this on the phone. You could do it on the phone also. Is there a particular platform of phone technology, like an Apple, an iPhone versus an Android that works best?
That's right. That's a good question. They're actually just the same, Apple and Android. And for demonstration purposes, I'm gonna share my screen again and show you guys a recording of me doing this on a phone. I'm just gonna have to optimize this for video clips.
Cool.
So I did this using an iPhone. Can you see the video okay?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Good. Right. So here on Canva app, I'll search for listings again. And then from the many choices that we have, I'm going to select one that has a face again on it. I think I'm going to select one that has two photos. So we have one photo on top, one photo of a house on top, one photo of the house on a circular frame, and of course, a photo of the agent itself. I'm going to insert now a photo of a house, just like that. And I can also resize it. Just pinch and zoom. So until you achieve the size of the photo that you want. And for the second photo, I'm going to upload another one as well. There you go. And of course, again, you can zoom in and zoom out. With regards to, editing the texts, it's just like any other document that needs to be edited. You just double click on it and you can start editing. So for this one, I just put the exclamation mark at the end. You can also change any text here, or you can edit them. And also we can, like what I did earlier, I can insert a phone icon using, this is all on mobile, of course, on iPhone. So you can resize that by pinching the corners and then dragging the icon next to the phone number. Of course, you can always zoom in and zoom out, so you can get a better picture or closer picture. For the photo, you can also replace that. I'm gonna select a photo of, for example, of my lovely wife. I'm gonna zoom in on the photo right now just to show you guys that it's also possible. It's just the same as in what we're doing on a PC or a web page, as it is on mobile. And as you can notice here, my photo has a background on it. And like what I did in the web version, we would go to remove that .bg, and I'm gonna upload the same photo of my wife. So you know, the background would be removed. Same steps, and you can actually see the graphics here of the background being removed. So there you go. So same as in the web page. And then you can just download this image and then go back to Canva. And you're gonna upload the image to just downloaded from remove.bg. So we can use them as a replacement for the headshot.
That's a cool website. I've never heard of it.
So before remove.bg, I have to do things manually, like, go to Photoshop and remove backgrounds of photos of people. And then when I discovered this website, it's just seconds really.
What's the format that you need to upload to remove.gb? Does it have to be JPEG or
JPEG
PNG,
and
or
PNG.
can it be a screenshot?
Yes, of course. Most of the time, I just use a screenshot, but it accepts PNG and JPEG file format.
Cool. Thank you.
There you go. And we can just download this, and upload directly to our phone. Of course, this format is, you can download this as JPEG and PNG as well. It's just depends on your preference. So there, and of course, you can also change the color here on mobile as well. If you want to change the background color, and so basically, you might want to ask, you don't have time to create this one because you're always on the go. So now you won't have any excuse because you can do this on your phone. So there you go. So
Gary will love to hear that.
Of course,
if you're an investor like me, now you can.
Let me go back to Canva. Like what I said, this is a photo format, right? So it's not moving, but you can always convert this one or download it into a video format. So how are we going to do that? Does it require us to purchase a pro license on Canva? No, of course. We're just gonna click on our canvas and go to animate. And we're gonna go to page animation instead of photo animation. And we're just gonna select a effect. So wipe pop. We're just gonna select pop. You can breathe and select whether you're gonna go it on the intro, or on the outro. For this demonstration, we're gonna use pop, right? So if I play this, there you go. Well, no, this is only 5 seconds, and you might ask what this is for. This is good for Facebook stories, Instagram stories. So you can just upload them as capture. So basically, you just made a content for photo, one for photo and one for video for stories. Just like that, without paying anything, you know. So do you guys have any questions on that?
Yay.
Of course, you know, you can always select different templates on Canva. It's just a matter of your preference and the photo you're gonna upload. You can always reuse that on different templates as well. So it's not, again, I'm gonna stick to my mantra of free and easy to use content creation. So that's how I do it on Gary's end. That's how I do it on everyone else's end as well. Any questions on that, guys?
On the photos that you pull, the stock photos,
Right.
Do you know if they're copyrighted or not?
For copyrighted photos, I mean, I don't use uncopyrighted photos, of course. I go to unsplash.com.
Okay.
Those aren't copyrighted in any way, so you can always use that for free. If you're talking about the photo of the houses,
Yeah.
I grab them from you know, Zillow. Or if you have, guys, if you have your own photo of the houses that you post for listing, you can use it as well. Especially if you use Canva directly from your phone, you know, you have the option to upload the photo on Canva immediately instead of doing it on a laptop where you have to transfer photos from Google Drive or Dropbox.
Very good. Thank you.
All right. So now that we're clear on Canva, another way of doing content creation is, of course, through ChatGPT. I'm sure most of you guys have already used that ChatGPT as a means of maybe even asking, you know, normal questions. Or for me, I use it for content generation. And for those who are not, whose language is not first language is not English, like me, I often, you know, depend on ChatGPT for grammar checking, of course. So the thing is with ChatGPT, it's widely used nowadays. Let me just share my screen again and show you what I mean. Now, for example, we want to create a content. Write a social media post inviting people to attend to my open house at, so let's just pick some address up, Spring Hill on December 12 at 10 a.m. Right, so let's just let ChatGPT do its work right there. So here, you can basically use this, you know, if you're gonna post it on Facebook or any other social media platform. So it's just a simple invite on a open house. Now, the thing is, if you've used ChatGPT more than often, like I do, I can tell whether or not that this was generated from ChatGPT. I don't know how, maybe because I've been using it for that long now, but there are hints that these are not human generated rather than ChatGPT generated. So to avoid that from happening, what we're gonna do is, paste the same prompt that I used earlier, but we're gonna add some words to it. Make it short. And human and authentic. So use a conversational tone. Right. And this was important. Use less corporate jargon. So to maximize the use of ChatGPT, you always make sure that it gives you multiple options for you to choose from. For this instance, we're gonna have it make 4 versions, with 2 versions being less formal. And off we go. So now, instead of, having to settle with one option, we now have 4 versions to choose from. And when I read this, I mean, what do you think? Does it sound like it's generated by a computer compared to the first one?
It's insane. It's getting hard to tell.
Right. So, of course, if you've done this for a long time, there are hints, that these are not human generated, but we try to avoid that as much as possible. And for you guys, for you who are living in the States and you know English very well, I think you can still edit this to make it more authentic and human sounding. But if you're someone like Gary who hires a virtual assistant whose native tongue is in English, they might tend to resort to this one. To this one, I mean, the first one, the robot sounding one, as opposed to the one where we added some words like make it short, human, and authentic. These two are very important. So have ChatGPT tell it that to use a conversational tone and use less corporate jargon. So these are the two main important keywords or prompt when using ChatGPT. So it won't sound robotic. So you can actually do this for uh, other form of content creation. For example, another one. So if you're looking for an Instagram content, for example, let's ask ChatGPT to do that. Give me 5 interesting points that, sorry, talking points, sorry. Whew, I get nervous when typing. Talking points that resonates with new home owners. And of course, we are going to include the prompt that makes our result less robotic and more human-like. So there you go. So that's version 1. He's currently doing version 2 and until he gets to version 4. So now we just have to choose which one sounds more, more human, for example. And from here, from ChatGPT, we can actually go to Canva. So I'm going to go to Canva and I'm going to search for a template that says 5 tips carousel. For demonstration purposes, we're going to use this one, customize template. So So 5 talking points for new homeowners, or it's up to you guys really. Or 5 things homeowners need to know, for example. So one would be energy saver guru. Just copy and paste, guys. Copy and paste. And then the subtext or the copy here, we're just gonna copy that and paste it as well. Until we get to the, all the talking points. So now we have a carousel that you can upload to Instagram, Facebook, or whatnot. So that's just how we do content. So with the help of ChatGPT and Canva. So if there's any content, that's right on the top of your head, let ChatGPT do it for you. Just remember to use the prompts that I mentioned, use the conversational tone, use less corporate jargon so it doesn't sound pure robotic and more authentic like human. So do you want
Can you have them do
sure.
different, I think the word is idioms, where like PF is in Massachusetts. So it'd say, make it sound like a Boston person.
Right. Let's try that. It's a really good idea. I'm gonna share my screen again.
Yeah, I'll be curious if he puts in the word wicked or however, yeah.
Make it sound like I'm from Boston or I'm from Massachusetts. Is that it?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Who's that?
Buzz.
Is there?
What's that?
Buzz.
What do you think?
Did you know that you can participate in class every Monday? We call it Monday Night Live, 7 p.m. Eastern, with me and dozens of other investor agents from around the country, in fact, the world. Every Monday, totally free. No selling, no recruiting, just straight up education on anything and everything in real estate. And we have a lot of good guests coming on once or twice a month, bringing in expertise on subjects like how to buy a house with crypto. Okay. How about them apples? What about AI? How's AI affecting our business? How about the metaverse, blockchain processing? We're already using it in title work. So come on to Monday Night Live, be ready to take notes and ask questions because it's live and engaging and you get to participate by asking questions and meeting others. So we'll see you there. Go to realestate.com, click on the resource tab, drop down, and you'll see Monday Night Live. And in there, you can see one of the most recent classes. But more importantly, you can register for class as many as you want going up to like the end of the year, I believe. So in any case, do that. We'll see you on Monday Night Live. Look forward to meeting you in person. Take care.
Is it?
PF, you're going to have to edit that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to edit that.
It's flashing by too quickly. I can't read it.
So right, that's right. So aside from including your location, maybe you can also include the make it sound like I'm talking to a 40-year-old or 40-year-old audiences like that.
Yeah, there it is on the point number 1. It says wicked smart.
There you go.
Wow.
So this is your, if you're into content creation, this is your best friend actually, ChatGPT. So the prompts and the things that you can do with this, it goes beyond me. It just depends on, of course, your audience and what you want to share with others, of course. So yeah, that's it. Do you guys have any questions on ChatGPT and Canva?
PF, have you got your money's worth yet?
Oh, yes.
I like the wicked. I like the wicked. So Deb Warner asked how we can get in touch with you. I guess we can just let Beverly. I can filter it through Beverly, and
Right. Yep.
she can let us know.
If you have questions on, ChatGPT and Canva, just let me know. Email Bev, and she'll get through me.
Yeah.
And
because when
yeah.
we're up and working, Ryan's sleeping.
Right.
When we're sleeping, Ryan's working.
Because I'm on the other side of the planet, particularly in Manila. So it's currently 9 a.m. here.
Yes.
So it's the opposite for you guys. So we're gonna move on actually to how to share my screen again. So here, how to further boost the engagement and reach of your posts. So number one is, of course, if you're using Facebook, um, you have to know the active times of your audience. Posting content, no matter how gorgeous or the graphics is, when not posted at the right time, can have zero to minimal effect. For example, I don't know why anyone would do this. You post content every 3 a.m. So that doesn't really make any sense because almost all of your friends or audiences are asleep that time. So it's very important to know when they are most active. A helpful tip would be always after every office hours. So after in between 5 and 8 p.m. would be the best time. Again, it still depends on your audience and your location. Uh, I also want to discuss Facebook business page. Do anyone of you use Facebook business page here?
Yes, but not to its potential.
All right. That's all right.
I do.
Oh, hey. Great. So when we post on um, Facebook, or we use Facebook business page to post, for example, as I'm going to demonstrate now, it gives you, just wait for it. Here. All right, so I'm going to post for November 29, 10 a.m. Here at the bottom, it shows you actually when the active times your audience are. So it's either 6 a.m., 4 a.m., 4 p.m. These are just suggestions, but you would have roughly an idea on when your friends or your audience is most active. With that being said, every time if you're gonna follow these times, rest assured that your post would be it's highly likely that your post would be on their feed rather than stay away or at the very bottom of their feed. I mean, so active times, here you go. If you're not using Facebook Business Suite, what you can do is actually review your previous post. I actually did this a long ago where I logged all my Facebook posts on Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel. The time when I post them, how many likes I got from each one of them, and then from then formulate roughly an idea on when is the best time to post. So with Facebook Business Suite, which is actually free, of course, you have the option to actually view before posting the most active times your audience is. And rest assured, like what I said earlier, your posts were likely to be to get more reach and engagement rather than posting it on very inconvenient times for your audiences.
Ryan, is that time regardless of your posting on the business page or your personal page?
Yes, of course, yes. For example, this one, I can select whether I'm gonna post for Gary's business page or Gary's personal page. So as long, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, as long as you've activated your Facebook business page, it will give you this option regardless of whether you're posting on your Facebook business page or your regular Facebook profile.
Okay, cool. I didn't know that.
So yes, this actually, you know, it's very helpful for um, content creation and generation because let's check. This is free data, guys. From here on, we can actually see our audiences. So we have, this is Gary's Facebook page. We have 40% women and 59% men, and their age as well are shown in here. So you can actually say that every time you post, you can target specific ages and gender of of your audience just by looking at this alone. And you have your top cities, which no, I'm not really inclined to follow this, but you get the point. For your content as well, you can see how they're performing all of your published contents here. For example, these contents, you can see which content gets more traction, reach, and likes or reactions. So from here, you're already, again, roughly an idea on which contents work for your audiences. So it's a very powerful tool, this Facebook Business Suite. So I suggest, we maximize it to its full potential. As if we can combine ChatGPT, Canva, and Facebook Business Suite, you can reach organically, which means you won't have to pay for anything. Your reach will go through the roof if you know how to use those three tools. So aside from active times, this one's my favorite actually, is to make your post personal. And how we do that? How do we do that? You can post behind the scenes post like what I do with Gary's page. Every Monday Night Live, I ask him to take a selfie with you guys, and I post it on our Facebook page. And that alone, uh, that particular post that makes it personal, it actually gathers more traction than any other post that we have. So anything that has a face of Gary in it, or for example, of you guys in it, it gains more traction than my regular post. For example, closing posts which have photos of you guys, those do better always. Like behind the scenes post. So there should be a human touch on your post, and people love that. So, for example, I have a listing here of it's. Can you guys still see my screen?
Not right now.
Good. So, for example, we have here a simple listing post on Facebook. It works, right? So it's very straight to the point, direct. So you already know what you're getting at. Another form of posting would be this one. If we don't have really time to read it, but if you read it carefully, the details on this post are actually great. It's not like, I feel like this was written by a actual human. For example, the home's exterior is harmonious blend of stone and timber and integrates perfectly in the natural surrounding. It it's got a human touch, but Adam uses it for on his texts and not on his photo, because his photo is just a photo of a house that he's trying to list. But the human touch comes from his description of the photo itself. Another way of posting this is by including a photo of you with the photo of the house you're listing. See what they did here? So first, if you would if this post would go on your feed, you would immediately see his photo next to the photo of the house's listing. So in this way, there's still a human touch with it. And for me, this would really gain traction. So there you go. You have 3 different posts to choose from. You have the wordings that you can edit to be more human-like. You have a direct to the point way of listing things, and the other one would be posting with a photo of you next to the house. So that's the human touch, or making it per personal side. Another one is to post personal questions or polls. I started doing this on Gary's page, where every weekend I ask our followers questions like, how did your business get to start, or what's the most important thing when it comes to real estate? And people would answer those questions, and it gains more traction and reach and engagement. So that just means that if you ask them personal questions about their business side of things, they tend to answer back, or at least even just read the question. Another way of doing that is to sharing practical tips like the one we generated through ChatGPT. Highlight your success stories. For example, if you have sold a property, this is just common, post it on social media. Instead of just posting just sold right there, you can actually include copies such as the story behind the purchase. For example, you sold the property below the asking price because you really like the family that you're selling it to. For example, something like that. People love, that soft, heartwarming messages or heartwarming stories related to businesses. And of course, you can also post kind testimonials if they agree to it. So making it personal, like what I said, actually works, at least for Gary, and I'm really sure it will work for you guys as well. Let's just check for a personal content right here. So for example, this post of just sold content alone with Kai's face on it. It's one of our uh, best posts for last week. Look at the impressions and reach. It's doing better than any ordinary post like the one where, a normal Monday Night Live invite. So anything with a human face on it, it's actually doing better than one, for example, like this one. It's, I mean, if you look at this photo, it's just pure business, right? There's no human touch to it, no human face. So it doesn't really resonate to our audience, unlike the ones that have faces on it or even personal questions. Another example would be, again, Shastin face on a just sold post. It's doing better than any other post. And there you go. So, integrating human touch to your posts is actually something to think about. Next would be, sorry, consistency. If you're gonna post on social media, you must have consistent voice. Consistent voice means to use a consistent tone on social media, assuming that you understand who your audience are. Speaking to for example, speaking to millennials might require different tone compared to speaking with Gen Zs or even speaking to boomers. Age, geographical location, gender, interest. There are different segments, and knowing which group you're speaking to allows you to choose a tone of voice that your audience will understand. So that's what being consistent voice means. Another one is being consistent on content. Sharing content that your audience will, of course, find relevant to their lives. So don't be scared to, to mix it up on what you put to social media. There's no actually one formula of doing this. So we really have to test the waters for content so we can know which ones works for our audience, which one doesn't. The next would be consistent posting. As you can see earlier, I have my calendar of content, which as as someone as busy as Gary, and his goal would be to educate, people in the real estate business. We have to post daily content, daily educational content. So that's why our monthly planner is almost full every day because of that. But with you guys, I hope you can find something that's worth, sharing on a consistent basis. Might it be tips on how to, start a new home, tips on how to find new homes. It's up to you. Again, we have ChatGPT for that. You can always check Facebook for related contents that you want to copy. You have just to tell ChatGPT to make it sound like you're the one who's putting out that content. But of course, with content posting, there's a balance to it. You have to make sure you're not posting too much of a certain content and not enough of the other. For example, posting tips on how to decorate your bedroom twice a day, every day, may cause imbalance to your other posts. So just make sure that your audience notices all of your content and not just selected topics that you post more frequently than the others. So yeah, those are the boosters that you can apply to your post from ChatGPT and Canva to have more reach and engagement, especially if you're posting through Facebook and Instagram or even TikTok. So guys, I would stop sharing my screen. I would like to ask if you have questions regarding that.
Yeah, not exactly. Well, actually, regarding the schedule and consistency, have you heard of Hootsuite? Is that something that still works? I've never used it.
I've never used it as well because there is a paid version of it. Of course, there's a free version of it, but I don't really see the benefits of using Hootsuite. With Hootsuite, you can actually post content on 4 different platforms at once. The thing is, I like to post mine manually, so I can check every now and then which ones, if I do it simultaneously and I make a mistake, I'm afraid of doing that. So it's a personal choice, but I'm hearing positive things about Hootsuite. But for you to use its full potential, I believe that you might have to go for the paid version of it.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Sure. Anything else? So actually, I'm very new to the real estate world. I'm actually from a different industry, so I don't know the challenges you face, guys, when you're with regards to social media marketing. So I'd like to ask you, what are the challenges that you guys face when posting or when using social media? So I can take notes,
I
of
wanna do
course,
video, but I'm
and
shy. Did you,
Well,
Lisa,
one of the
Mary?
challenges that I face is
did you hear what I said?
No, Bonetta.
That I said, I want to do video, but I'm shy.
oh, okay. I think,
Do you hear me?
yep,
Yes.
I hear you. Yeah, because on TikTok, which is more focused on videos, they actually, I can't really say if it's easy. I want to show you an example of a typical content on TikTok.
Say it again.
This,
He's gonna show us a sample.
yep, I'm gonna show you an example of what typical content real estate agents do on TikTok. If you, I'll just play it once. It's just, you know, it's just a cameraman or anyone really following someone inside the house. That's it, really. It's just a 20-second video, but the likes and the reach,
nobody's
the
gonna eat my
engagement is through the roof.
I am.
So I think if you're shy, what you can do is, just post a house tour without your face. Maybe we can try that. So most
How
of
does somebody film something like that? Because obviously they don't have the camera in your hand.
right. What you can do is, I don't know. How do you do that? Maybe you can have a selfie stick with you, or just hold your phone in a selfie position and walk around. I've seen TikTok content creators do that without having the use to, for another person to hold the phone. I know. I just let's just check if we can search for a content on TikTok that's. I don't think we can have one here. This one doesn't have the person on it. It's just one person showing the house, but it's viewed. It's 234,000. It has 234,000 likes already. So maybe we can, use this template when posting content on TikTok or Instagram. It's a simple one to make, really. You can also see the reflection of the person shooting the video here. So yeah, maybe we can do this, right? So there's no third person involved. It's just one man doing the job. And it works. What do you guys think? So those for those who are camera shy, you can
have to go practice.
Yep. Practice makes perfect.
And watch the steps.
Yep.
Or you'll be retaking it over and over.
Right.
Fantastic.
Okay, so any challenges you face when it comes to content creation?
Consistency.
Consistency. That's right.
When you say consistency, is that 3 times a week, 5 times a week? How many times a week would you say consistency?
It depends on your audience and the content you put out. If you, for starting for some,
Once a week?
once a week would be good for someone that's starting. You may start with giving out tips on something that you're passionate about when it comes to the real estate world. And then as you get better and better in it, maybe ramp it up to twice a week. And then instead of ramping it up, ramping the number of times up, you can maybe ramp up the quality of your content, like publishing videos, adding videos to it, like that, until you reach a point where you're actually known as someone who shares tips. I'd like to actually mention that Gary told me something after the EXP conference that someone came up to him and said that he knows him. Oh, hey, I know you. And then Gary thought that maybe he's just someone that he met earlier and forgotten about it. But actually, that person knows Gary through the videos that we're posting on his social media page. So that's something that you we currently I won't notice or I won't know unless someone actually comes up to you and say, "Oh, I know you. You post videos, right?" So just right there and then, all the blood, sweat, and beers actually paid off. So, being consistent really does pay off. Doesn't matter how many posts you go when you're starting. Just make sure that you're doing it once a week, twice a week, thrice a week, until you get comfortable with it.
So, Ryan, maybe it was my hearing, and I'm imagining something.
Okay, thanks.
I thought I heard you say blood, sweat, and beers.
Yes, that's true. You heard it right.
Beers.
Years. So for how many months I've been posting videos for Gary, I think May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So for 5 months, I've been posting videos for Gary's Instagram and TikTok page. And then when I heard that, someone came up to Gary and mentioned that he watches Gary's video, it's all worth it. So that's just some simple, aside from, of course, the statistics that we have on Facebook Business Suite, for someone to actually mention it personally makes a lot of difference. So anything about your challenges, guys, or on creating content on your end?
Yeah, I think for a lot of us, it's the fear. Well, I know for me, it's committing to consistency. So once a week, and saying, well, I don't know, what if I miss a week or two? And then you don't post anything because you're afraid that you're not going to be able to be consistent.
That's true. That's a valid point, actually. I think what I can say to that is, instead of allotting 1 hour per week to put out one content per week, why not allot 2 hours every let's say every Monday, and go to ChatGPT and Canva and generate 3 contents for one for each week. So you'll have 3 weeks that have you're putting out content, and since you can schedule it, you can schedule it ahead. You will have to think of it for the next 3 weeks. So
I like that.
That might be something that we can all do.
Yeah. So PF, while we're having our beers, that's when we do 3 weeks of content.
Yep, that's right. So yeah, with ChatGPT, of course, you just have to type in, if you have something that's passionate about, you just have ChatGPT help you with the content and put it out on Canva, schedule it on Facebook Business Suite. There you have it. You have 2 or 3 weeks of content ahead of you. And the next time you'll have to think of anything is after 3 weeks. Or if something comes up, you just take a note of it. So the next time you would allot something for content creation, you have an idea of what to share next.
Thank you.
Actually, another way of gaining more traction when it comes to reach and engagement is to actually share your content to groups. So you can join groups on Facebook. For example, if you have local groups in your place, you can join that on Facebook. And if you have listings, you share that to that group. So you have more audiences that you can see your post, more traction, a better way of interacting with people on the same field as you. You know, maybe they can help you out. Maybe they can refer you to a person they know or something. So Facebook groups is one way of increasing your reach and engagement. And of course, sharing posts is just one or two clicks away. You really don't have to do anything more. If you already have your content out there in Facebook, sharing it to groups is just a matter of clicking and choosing your groups to choose from. That's it.
Have you pulled any data on which groups? Would it be just real estate related groups?
Actually, yes. The highest the highest yielding can you hear me, guys?
Yes, yes.
The highest yielding Facebook group, real estate related Facebook group would be the memes. Would you believe that? So
The what?
the memes, the funny images on Facebook, we actually post that every Wednesday.
Oh,
And there's a whole group of that on Facebook. So
It's
if you
interesting
have
that you
something,
mentioned that because
yeah,
I notice your posts that come through
yeah,
on the memes,
right.
and I will share those with people.
can you give us an example of that? Can you give us
Sure,
an
sure.
example of what you mean?
Should I just share my screen?
You'll know it once you see it, Bonetta.
This one, for example.
Yes, yes.
So these are the funny photos with regards to real estate that has something to do with real estate. And believe it or not, if you share this to a group,
Is this something you can create, or is this?
oh no, this is just something you can grab off from other pages as well. There's no copyright when it comes to memes, as long as if
You can
you
grab it from
see
somebody's site and post it, share it? You mean like share it?
to anyone's Facebook page, yes, you can actually do that.
Oh, like just share it?
Yeah, just share it, of course.
Oh. So where is this?
So this is actually one of
This is a
our
group. Oh, this is Gary's group.
Yes.
Oh, this is
Gary's
Gary's
Facebook
page.
page. Yep.
And Gary tells us all the time, grab them and share them. Take it.
Yep, that's
I
right.
don't think I ever
Take
heard
it.
that. I must have missed that. These are funny.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I like that.
So actually, if I can share you, can go to Facebook.
I'm gonna get on it right now
content.
and start sharing that.
I'd like to share. Oh, hold on. Oh.
So Jeanette asked if we post this on, do you post this on your Instagram?
Yep. I do, yes. I actually post this on Instagram as well. For example, this is a post on another meme.
I remember
And-
that one.
Yeah. And if you look at the total reach and engagement that we have on these memes, I don't know, maybe people are just they want to take a break from all the seriousness in the real estate world. That
What does
if
that one
you,
say?
I think this one says,
It
meeting new
boggles the mind.
clients. Oh, sir, boggles the mind that how some agents doesn't seem to age. So that's just a caption.
So we're all shiny when we're meeting clients for the first time, and then 6 months later, that's what we look like, PF.
Yes.
And actually, yeah, this kind of work for us. And of course, I also share our Monday Night Live invites to other groups, and that also gains traction. I just don't know if anyone's jumped off from any group at all, but I see it on our statistics that it's doing well when I post it to other groups. So yeah, that's one thing that you can think about if you don't have any content to post for any specific time, or even maybe you're browsing your page or your feed, you see a funny image or pictures about real estate, you can just share it immediately. So that will get people to notice your page.
But we've been running for 90 minutes.
Oh, right. Yes.
Let's
Sorry.
no, Ryan, you tell us anything else you wanted to share with us.
Actually, that was my last bit of a question.
Wow.
The challenges that you guys have when posting in social media. So maybe I can, give you some tips or insights on how I do things.
I think that's something that we can filter back in through Gary, and
Right.
maybe Bev can compile something and send it to you and you can give us feedback on it.
Right. Okay.
That's awesome.
Yep. So
Anything else for Ryan? When we go over 90 minutes, he charges Gary overtime.
I will, yes.
This was good.
Thank
And
you.
PF and I like free.
Yes. So I hope I've delivered my promise that what we're going to use are easy to use tools that are free and simple. And I hope you actually, even learned a bit from me. And I actually did some notes here regarding your questions. So maybe, just maybe, if I get invited again, I can answer your queries better the next time. But for now, I want to thank every one of you guys for having me here. It's really
Thank
an
you,
honor to
Ryan.
be here. Nice to
Thank you.
see
It was very,
familiar
very
faces.
good. We enjoyed it.
Thank you, Kay. Thank you so much.
This was wonderful. All right, guys. Apple pie
Thank
and
you.
ice
This
cream.
gave me an idea for the funny memes. The funny memes
Yes.
on there. I saw some really funny ones. But I didn't see how I can share them on my page. I only saw how I could share them out to the public.
If you share them to the public, I believe it will automatically be shared
Did
on
you
your
hear
page
me?
as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I only saw how I could share them out to the public. I couldn't share them on my page. But that's not what we want. We want to share it out to the public.
I believe if you see a post on Facebook, a funny meme on Facebook, and then you click on the share.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it like it was in the news feed, and I wanted to share it, but I couldn't share it to.
Oh, let me just check
My
here right
page. I
now.
can
So
only
I
share it to the public. Can you pull one open?
Sure.
Yeah, can you pull one open? You can.
No problem. No problem.
You see what I mean?
Here we go.
We can't see your page.
So what we have here, so who's this? I don't know who this is. What we have here is Gary's page. Gary's personal profile. And I'm gonna look for something funny, right? So I'm gonna go search for something funny here. For example,
I saw real estate humor was one. That's the name of mine. Real estate
Right.
humor.
right.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you're on Gary's page. Okay.
So here, I'm just gonna click on share and then share to feed. You have this option. So when I share to feed, it will
And
ask
now
me
I
a prompt.
see share on page, share on a group, share to a group. Okay, I must have been in the news feed because I didn't get all those options.
Right. So before actually sharing it, you can, type in your input.
So you have to go on
on-
somebody's page.
I don't know. Actually, you can do that. I think you can do that with any post, for example. Let me
I
just
was on
check.
a real estate humor and I was trying to share something and it didn't give me all those options.
Oh, you are in a group. You're
Um,
seeing a that's interesting. Let me just check.
Mm.
So I'm gonna go to a group here and share. Yep, share to feed. Oh yeah, you can share to feed. Yes. If you click on share to feed, I believe
Share
you
to
will have
feed,
this
yes.
option. Yep. And this will actually
Share to
be
feed.
posted on your
You
wall
can
as
share
well.
to the public. What's the share to feed? So we want to share. Say it
Sorry.
again.
So if you
What did you
want something to be shared to your profile, you'll have to click on share and then share to feed. And if you have something to type into, just type it there and just hit share at the bottom.
So
Yeah,
share
when
it.
you share to
I
when
share
you
it
share to feed, it would share to the public that has access to your feeds.
That's right.
Mhm. Okay.
all right. Fantastic. Well, jot down your other questions and we'll gather them together and filter them through Beverly and get Ryan back on.
And I will get back to you guys as well.
Yes. Thank you so much. Well, I'm going to stop
Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.
recordings.
Thank you so much, guys.
Ryan, this was fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching this episode of Monday Night Live. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and go to realestatewithgarywilson.com to join our community and start building wealth today.